Hey everyone, I'm Spencer.
I'm Lara, and we're married with board games. Oftentimes, when you think of a racing game, you might think of cars roaming around a track or even horses galloping around an arena. Birds aren't usually the first thing that comes to mind.
But in Odin's Ravens, a two-player racing game from Osprey Games, that's exactly what's happening. Players take control of Odin's two ravens, racing to the ends of the world and back to be the first to return to him.
So in this review, we're going to see how racing birds compare to the typical fare of racing games and if it offers a fulfilling two-player experience.
In Odin's Ravens, you are racing your raven to the end of the earth and back. What that looks like is you're going to move down the track and then come back. And the first one to get down and back wins the game. Now normally when you set up, you put 16 of these terrain cards down. But for this example, I'm only going to do 9. Each player has 2 different types of cards in their corresponding color. This deck is called the flight cards. These show the terrain that you see down there. And these are essentially your movement cards. These are what you're going to play down to move. And I'll show you how that works in a moment. This deck is your Loki deck. These are special cards that have Loki on them that allow you to do special abilities. For example, if you play this Loki card, you can gain 2 more cards. This one allows you to draw a new terrain card and lay it on the outside of the track. This one allows you to swap 2 cards. This one allows you to push one to the side. This one lets you move your raven or your opponent's raven, whichever you choose to do. But you get the idea. Now there are only 8 Loki cards. And once you play a Loki card, it's done. You don't get to use it the rest of the game. At the beginning of the game, you get a starting hand of 5 cards, and you can do that in any combination of your flight cards and your Loki cards. In this example, I have drawn 3 flight cards and 2 Loki cards. The way you move is, like I said, you play down a card of the corresponding terrain in front of you. So in this example, I'm going to play down this wheat field and move my raven forward 1. This swamp looking thing, move my raven forward 1. And then this Pride Rock from Lion King, move that forward 1. Now, if you have 2 of the same types of terrain side by side, you can move across all of those corresponding terrains when you play that card. So for example, if this card was flipped like this, and I played this terrain, and I was moving this way with the white raven, I just play 1 card and I automatically move across all of them. That's how you kind of speed up during the race. So now you see why you would want to swap and rotate some of the cards down there using your Loki cards. You can play as many cards as you want on your turn, just as long as you can do something. And then at the end of your turn, whether you choose or you just can't do anything else, you'll draw 3 cards. And again, you can draw those in any combination of your 2 cards as you want. You can draw 2 Loki cards and 1 flight card, or however. And you can also draw one, look at it, wait to see what you get, and then decide if you want to draw Loki or another flight card. And again, the game is over when one player gets their raven to the end of the track, goes around the other side to the end. Okay, so Odin's Ravens, we have it here. We've talked about it, about how to play it. Now let's talk about what we think about it. Overall, I think it's a very good looking game. Man,
I love the scenery in this game.
that is just beautiful scenery.
I know.
Like,
I would love to get framed artwork from this artist.
I was just about to say that.
I want to get out.
Yeah, no, but really blowing it up and putting it all, maybe like panels of each of the different, it'd be great to be on the wall, but it's an excellent looking game.
Oh, it's really pretty.
And I love it. And also I would say that for what you're doing with the game, laying them all down on the table, I think the card size is right too.
I think so too. It's just right for those 2 lanes for racing, but not too bulky in your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good job there. It's a good short game, I think. I think for a 2-player racing game, you don't want to go too long, and I think it's a perfect time to
filler?
play. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
To play and it doesn't drag on too long. I think it's
Definitely. There's no way to drag this one out.
right. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so difficulty in playing. What do you think? Just the concept and learning it.
I think that that's all simple. It really, what it comes down to, if it's difficult or not, or if you are advancing or not, is making the decisions of using those Loki cards.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, how do you use those Loki cards and when to use them?
Right.
Because you've got
use
that.
them once and that's gone.
Right. And with the two different options to use.
That's true. Yeah. Should you use this side now, or would it be better to use this side later?
Well, the interesting decision to be made is good majority of them are either help me or hurt the other person. So you also have to make that trade-off of, I could make myself advance, or I could do something to mess with the opponent.
Right, but I also see that could also come back and bite you as you come back down the other side. That was always my thing was, ooh, that would be devious. But then I have to deal with it.
Like if you add that card on the outside or you flip them around. Yeah, there's a good balance you have to make, and there's a lot to think about when you're making those decisions.
Or making things too easy for the other player.
Exactly. Yeah. So I find that very interesting, the way that those cards have double sides on the sceneries as you're racing across, being able to flip those around to make it easier for you. But like you said,
when you go down the other side, it could be harder.
Definitely.
And it'll be easy for them. So you'll be hitting a rough spot when they're hitting an easy spot, maybe, if they have the right card.
Yeah.
There's a lot left in the air. I mean, that's very thematic. Loki, mischief.
Yeah.
And so that was, I think they did a good job with that.
Yeah, they thought of everything with this game, really. My only question about it would be replayability. Okay. So at least for me, we've played several games back to back to back, right? Because we've enjoyed it. Either that or we're like, okay, I would like to see what happens if I kind of try to do it this way. And I feel like after we played several games back to back, I started feeling, okay, this is fun. I don't know if I'm going to play this over and over and over again in the future. However, I think that because of all the things that we've discussed as far as the thoughts, what you're thinking, that kind of thing. Maybe if you spaced out your plays a little bit more.
I think that and varying up who you're playing with.
Exactly.
Different people play it different ways.
Right. Exactly. And so again, it's not necessarily a bad thing that if I play with you over and over again, it starts to feel stale. Right. But again, if you maybe space those out a little bit.
This is one that you're probably not going to bring out that often.
But when you do, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be great. So Odin's Ravens is an enjoyable two-player racing game with tough decisions and an excellent presentation. So, first question is racing ravens as exciting as cars? Sure. Positions change many times, and you don't know who's going to pull out a win, usually until the very end.
Second, is Odin's Ravens a fulfilling two-player experience? Absolutely. It's of the perfect scope and size to pull out instead of a larger, more expansive racing game and still gives the same feel.
It offers a few difficult choices, but still remains easy to teach and comprehend. While we still have questions about replayability, it's still an enjoyable game and has a very sleek design. And for those reasons, we give Odin's Ravens a rating of 8 and a seal of excellence.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out our website, marriedwithbg.com, where you can find more reviews, blogs, and our podcast.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.